inside the Niger Delta.
Now, moving on. Exactly 2 years after oil drilling activities were halted in the Belema flow station and gas plant in OML 25, the dispute between Shell Petroleum Development Company SPDC and its host communities in Kula Kingdom of River State is far from over. Correspondent Tekena Amilfori reports that after Governor Nyesom Wike's intervention failed to assuage the people's feelings of resentment against SPDC and their continued operation of the Belema flow station, some non-state actors are beginning to wade into the matter.
In August 2017, angry women in oil-rich Kula Kingdom occupied the Belema flow station and gas plant. It was a non-violent protest against Shell's alleged negligence of its corporate social responsibility to its host communities, as well as a planned divestment of its interests on OML 25. Chiefs, elders and youths, throwing their weight behind the women, had maintained that after operating OML 25 and raking in billions of petrodollars for almost 40 years, Shell failed to plow back its huge profits to develop their communities. After considering the massive pollution of the environment occasioned by Shell's drilling activities over the years and its alleged divide and rule policy that has instigated untold violence in the communities, the Kula people sealed off the Belema flow station, declaring the Anglo-Dutch oil giant a persona non grata in OML 25.
The community protested against it because we refused to be handed over from one foreign slave master to another local company whose antecedents are known to us.
It was on account of the colossal loss in oil revenues running into over 700 billion naira, the shutdown of the Belema flow station across the country, that Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike recently ordered that the oil facility be reopened for the resumption of oil production. At a recent peace meeting called by Governor Wike, Shell's managing director, Osage Okumbo, had expressed shock at the turn of events in OML 25, where it once enjoyed a cordial relationship with its host communities. Some opinion leaders in Kula Kingdom, however, maintain that the occupation in August 2017 of the Belema flow station was the outcome of a long-standing face-off with Shell over alleged acts of neglect and repression. Following the continued occupation of the Belema flow station in violation of Governor Wike's order and Shell's determination to resume oil production in OML 25, there's a growing anxiety over the next line of action the oil mongers will likely take in their quest for unfettered access to the black gold in Kula Kingdom. For two prominent Ijaw leaders, Chief Edwin Clark and Alaowe Broderick Bozimo, there should be no contemplation of force in Shell's planned resumption of oil production in the area.
Since you cannot exploit our resources peacefully and compensate us, please go. Don't come and exploit. I don't see what is illegal there. Just leave us alone. And then ask the government to please. We have our own children. We have our own people who can exploit these resources, in a nice and good and healthy way without destroying the environment. That is only fair.
We want to participate in the oil industry because it belongs to us. Belema Oil Company is part of the people of Kula. I think it would be wrong, to be unfair, to allow some other Nigerians using their position previously held in the oil companies of wanting to buy this location without the people being involved.
The Ijaw leaders have urged Governor Wike to express solidarity with the people of Kula Kingdom who are only asserting their inalienable right to an existence in the Niger Delta.
I'm appealing to Mr. President and his government to listen to the plight of the Niger Delta people.
For Desmond Zah, an internationally acclaimed activist who recently visited the Niger Delta, Shell should be declared a persona non grata not only in Nigeria's oil-rich region, but across the African continent. The 2014 winner of the Goldman Award for Africa says the the Niger Delta is better off without Shell.
Shell should never be allowed. The only time they should be set foot there is when their CEOs are there cleaning up the mess, and they should never be setting foot to get anywhere near the Niger Delta to go and explore for oil and gas. They should be kicked out of the Niger Delta, they should be kicked out of the whole of Africa and never be allowed to re-enter the continent at all.
From all indications, the conflict on OML 25 is a brewing crisis that must be nipped in the bud to avert a repeat of the bloody crisis that erupted in Ogoniland at the height of the Ogoni non-violent struggle in the Niger Delta some 25 years ago. With an imminent state of lawlessness in Kula Kingdom, the federal government is expected to move swiftly to discharge its primary constitutional responsibility of protecting lives and property in the tension-soaked OML 25.
Meanwhile, Kula Kingdom is set to experience rapid socio-economic growth as Belema Oil Producing Limited has made a historic decision by moving its corporate headquarters from Port Harcourt to Kula Island City, both in Rivers State. According to a statement by the company's acting managing director, Mr. Pedro Diaz, the move places Belema Oil as the first upstream oil and gas exploration and production company operating in Nigeria to adhere to Nigerian government policy initiative set up to advance the economic well-being of its host communities and further add to the national gross domestic product. The new corporate headquarters, which is also in conformity with a call for oil companies to relocate their corporate headquarters to their areas of operation, is now situated at number 1 Donald Trump Boulevard off Muhammad Buhari Kula Degema Expressway, Belema Atlantic Island, Kula Town, South Nigeria. As Africa's first oil-producing company with host community roots, Belema Oil says it is committed to having the good people of their operating areas benefit in real terms from their operations through the provision of job opportunities for youths and the reinforcement of a peaceful and conducive atmosphere in the communities, which in turn helps with the eradication of all forms of social vices. After his mother died of cancer in August last year, Bayelsa State Governor Henry Seriaka Dixon recently launched the late Mama Gold Coast Dixon Cancer Center in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, to combat the dreaded scourge ravaging oil and gas producing communities in the Niger Delta.
Inside the Niger Delta,